What's up, everybody? I am back again 2 days in a row. That's awesome. Let's see if we can keep this up. Anyways, I hope you guys are excited because I know I am. Today, we're going to kind of continue the conversation from yesterday. We're talking about the secret to building an amazing brand. And if you watched the webinar from yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. If you missed it, it's still live in the collective. After this weekend, it's going to be in the academy. So make sure you go check it out as soon as possible. The collective is completely free. Before I go any further, who am I? My name is Jasmine, founder, visionary, whatever of Black Sunflower. I am the person of Black Sunflower, but that's not as important. What's most important is Black Sunflower has turned into so much more. And I am so excited to be able to share an amazing team of people that it's really interesting that have not only inspired me, but honestly have helped me out tremendously. We're going to share a really quick story before we get started. As you guys get in the room, make sure you introduce yourselves, say hi. And when I bring these people up, make sure you show them some love. Okay. So over the years, Black Sunflower has grown, and it's grown really quickly. And I've mentioned it plenty of times that, I like candles, but they were never really my thing. My thing is teaching, education. I was a personal trainer for a long time. I like to say I was a fitness, nutrition, and weight loss specialist because that's what my main goal was. And what I loved about it is there is no greater joy than helping people achieve something that they never thought possible in themselves. A lot of times we just need somebody to believe in us. And that's what I did. And so I'm kind of teetering back onto that side and really putting a lot of my energy into that with the collective. Unfortunately, I thought I had to do it all myself. And not that I didn't think I could get the help, or I don't know. It's kind of hard to put into words at this moment. I still haven't formulated it on my own, but I was trying to do everything on my own. And a part of what we teach in the collective is, do as I say, not as I do. It's not the best way to go. And especially a lot of the times I did things on my own because I did not know where to find the resources. I didn't know where to access the resources. And the times that I was searching for, or I did find somebody to help me on Fiverr or what have you, there were quite a few times that I was very disappointed. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just do it myself. And so starting the collective and really evolving over the years, I knew that I had to put a team together. And what's the beauty about the Black Sunflower Business Collective and the partners, and these are our founding partners, like they're the ones who have helped put this whole thing together, is that they're not employees of Black Sunflower. I'm really keen on economic empowerment, working together to create something, working together for a greater cause. So these are all professionals in their own way, in their own industry. They have all achieved amazing things. And I want to be able to share that with you guys. And so when we talk about the secret of building an amazing brand, it's having an amazing team. That's the secret of building an amazing brand, because we can sit and talk to ourselves all day, or our friends or our family, and brainstorm. But unless you have somebody else to actually bounce these things off of, who actually know what they're talking about, it can make things a lot harder. And so when it comes down to branding, to graphic design, to just developing your business, setting up your business, your LLC, all those things, getting organized, there are so many different things that go into building a brand that we think, let me just start a business and make a product and sell it. It doesn't work that way, you guys. The difference between a successful business and just a business is branding. And that's one thing that we're going to really drive home. And so without further ado, you guys hear from me all the time. I want to leave time for everyone else that's here. I am going to bring up, oh gosh, drum roll, this woman right here. Honestly, Black Sunflower, she is 50% of Black Sunflower, whether you guys really know it or not. Part of the reason Black Sunflower has done so amazing is because of this woman. She was my publicist, and she technically still is my publicist. Let's not even lie, right? She was the one who's got me in over 50 publications. She is the one who told me plenty of times, Jasmine, maybe that's not a good idea. We have a particular candle that has a completely different name. because of her. Because, you know, as a publicist, and maybe she'll share that story with you. Probably won't share you what the name was supposed to be for a certain candle, but she's the one who put me in line, put me in check. And also, even though I had my branding and my marketing together, she was the one who was actually able to refine things and say, Jasmine, how about this? How about that? And point me in the right direction and get me in the right room. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Miss Dominique to the stage.
Thank you.
Did you like that introduction?
The stories we could tell about that brand name.
So we'll get there one of these days.
I don't even remember what it was at this point. I just remember vetoing it and being like, we can't say that.
I was like, why not? She's like, well, where we're going, you kind of have to. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll change it.
But we had a happy medium, and in the end, I think there was that candle still exists and still went over well, so it worked out.
Right, exactly. Hello, everybody in the chat. So, Dominique, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, and tell us what your part is as a partner.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dominique. I am, yes, the former, still current publicist for Jazz and Black Sunflower, but I'm coming into the collective as the director of creative brand development. So I'm really here to help all of you with the creative and strategic stages of developing your brand. So we have some really, really great creatives on this team who specialize in like visual representation, and I'll be working really closely with them to kind of help you clarify your mission, your vision, your brand identity, your unique value proposition, just kind of like all of the things. So just really helping you to develop and refine a lot of the messaging for your brand that you have, and really helping you to show up the best that you can in front of your target audience or your potential customer or whatever the case may be. So my job is really to help guide you along in that journey of like building your brand's foundation and then just continuing to elevate if you already have one and just need some extra help along the way. So I will be offering 15-minute consultations for like brand audits. I'll be hosting monthly webinars, masterclasses, and even doing some like one-on-one mentorship. So I actually have a webinar this weekend on Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. So there I will really be kicking off for you, going through the guide that I created called the Brand Readiness Blueprint. So if you need some extra guidance and just like figuring out what your steps are and building your brand, or just help in refining what your message is, or just streamlining your brand identity, this would definitely be a good introduction for you in order to navigate that. So definitely sign up for that. Come with your questions, and let's keep building these amazing brands.
Yes. And so I did a lot of talking about me, but let's be 100% real, ma'am. And she's so humble, and I don't allow people to be humble. I need you to list off these credentials, ma'am. What are some of the amazing businesses that you have worked with? Because I need these people to know. Like, I need to know. Go for it.
No, I've done a lot of partnership and branding work for brands like Bare Minerals, Jergens, Carol's Daughter, Dark and Lovely, a little bit for Delta, Dyson. I was on the team that launched the hair dryer. So like there's been a lot of things, also working in like the hospitality space. So like W Hotels and working on their branding events and partnerships, stuff with like the CFDA. So the list kind of goes on and on, branching out between like lifestyle, entertainment, beauty, health and wellness. I feel like I've done a lot in my span of what I think like 10 years now across my career. So it's been pretty cool. Now I just love helping entrepreneurs build their businesses, small businesses build their businesses after working with a lot of these larger brands who are namesakes in different households. And I think Black Sunflower was like my first real step out into the game of working with a smaller brand and seeing if I could help build it from like ground zero up. And I love that all these years later, we can still see the success of that continue to roll through.
Right. We randomly will just Google stuff because I said she's still my publicist technically. And she'll be like, oh, look what I found. Like we find random articles all the time. And like
I think we had Harper's Bazaar again, like earlier last year.
Yeah, right. And we haven't like been on an actual public like basis like that in years. And one of the things I would love for you to talk about really quick, and then we're going to give the next people opportunity, is and this is the disclaimer that I always like to give. And the reason I like to give this is because people say, oh, she's done PR. I want to get in places XYZ. First of all, this is not what she's here for in the collective. And I'm going to tell you right now, she's going to tell you no, 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 no. And here's why. Because it's not as easy as it looks, you guys. These brands, you're going up against a lot of brands, a lot of well-established brands. But I will tell you this, because she is always on the lookout. She found me on a whim. If you are doing the right thing,
I just wanted to buy a candle. Like, I was in the target audience.
Right? Exactly. Because I know my marketing, right? If you are doing the work, if you're taking the classes, if you're showing up to the workshops, if your website is on point, if you are displaying yourself accordingly, I'm pretty sure Dominique will put your information where it needs to be put in. So when you come into the collective and you do the work and you show up for yourself, you won't need to ask because you will get noticed. And so, yeah, that's my disclaimer. I am so honored to have you here. Thank you so much. And who knew almost 4 years, almost going on 5 years ago.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years, and it'll be 5 years in August.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I launched April 2020, and you got me my first publication August?
In August.
In August, yes, August
2020. Right when you were signing the contract, we got the L was the first placement.
We'll tell that story again later. So thank you so much for being here. And you guys show up to her webinar this Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where she's going to start getting you guys ready to make sure your business is not just a business, but a brand. So thank you so much, Dominique. And I will talk to you later. Peace. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Up next, we're actually going to bring up Mr. Darryl. Mr. Darryl is an OG when it comes to the collective. This man has been a part of the collective. You guys, I used to sell classes just on Eventbrite one at a time. So, and they were like, I think they were like 30, 40 bucks a class or something like that. I don't even remember. But Darryl was in there, and then Darryl then became an ambassador. He was a moderator in the collective, and we've just built a relationship over these years, and he is amazing at what he does. He's a graphic designer. He designs logos, he designs labels, packaging, all of that stuff. That's him. And so when I say we have a powerhouse of people, we have a powerhouse of people. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him up because he can introduce and tell about himself better. Before we get started, yes, I want you to introduce yourself, but don't be humble, Mr. Darryl. You were here for a reason.
Hello. As Jazz says, my name is Darryl White. I've been a designer for 20 plus years. And the one thing she likes to always say, I worked at Coke, but I still actually do work with the company doing Coca-Cola work as well as other brands and things like that. I tend to think of myself as a black sunflower seed or a kernel, and one of the things that I like to do is be in, like, if you're in the collective, I'm the person that's there all throughout the morning, looking at questions, looking at feedback, looking at comments, just trying to, either sow motivation, give information, help people along the way in ways that I wished I had somebody to help me. So with that, a part of the team, one of the things that I'll be spearheading is helping people from the print fulfillment side. And Jazz mentioned yesterday, we're going to be starting a print and design side within the Black Sunflower. And so since I have a lot of experience with point of sale design and, print production, as well as, packaging, labeling, I do some stuff for personal care brands and, hair care and everything like that. So since we have a lot of people who are in the collective as candle makers, and they're always trying to figure out this kind of label, that kind of label. We want to be there to help you take a lot of that stress off your back, because what you should be doing is focusing on running your business and marketing your business, not being tied down trying to understand CMYK, RGB, die lines, bleed, and all that other kind of stuff. So with that being said, one of the things that I want to do within the group is help with motivation, creative mentorship, and guidance, along your business. But a lot of that you'll be developing with Dominique as you're developing your brand identity, your visual identity system. And from there, I think one of the things that Jazz is allowing me to do is I want to start and work on, maybe if I'm doing some lives or some things within the group, is to call it a creative tune-up. And with the creative tune-up, you can come with your questions and we can discuss ideas, because I like brainstorming. You give me you drop a problem in there, I'm gonna give you quite a few answers. Now you might be sitting up there going like, there's too many options, and then we can help you narrow things down. One of the things we also want to talk about is economy of scale. When you're actually doing things, think about how you can maximize your dollar. Think about how you can order, along. First of all, keep your jars consistent, or things that you can leverage amongst different products. And so then when you're buying your labels, we're going to bring you the option to actually get your labels, and you can do variations of the same size label, which means, and instead of just saying that you wanted 10 labels or 25 labels, now you can get 100 labels, 25 different labels with color schemes and things like that. One of the things we talked about yesterday with Jazz is also thinking about seasonal things. Like right now, I work in an industry where we're in 2025, but we're already designing for 2026. And I know for some people who are just starting out, that might be a little bit hard, but everybody has different levels that they are in their business. But if you can start thinking about, if you want to do something, spring, summer, and then fall, winter, how far out, we're going to give you good lead time so you can order your printing after things have been designed and things like that. So I'm really looking forward, and I'm excited about, engaging with everybody in the collective even more than I am doing now.
Yes. And you just touched on it, and we keep sprinkling it around here and there, how we're going to be offering label printing, design services, because when it comes, get into business mode for a second, right? When it comes to creating businesses, it's solving problems. And one of the biggest problems that we've both seen is labels, not only the quality of the labels, but even being able to access or know where to go or know what to do with labeling. And so it's really, I don't know, it's really heartwarming. I don't know. It's having everything actually come together. I'm getting emotional right now just seeing this. Like, I've been working on this for so long. Like, if we want to be honest, back 2-3 years ago when I started the collective, It's been in the works. I didn't realize this whole time it's been research and development and refining my teaching styles and refining how to teach and what to teach. Because, Darryl, before I was teaching marketing here, finance there, wholesale here, like I taught everything. But you always have to niche down. And when you niche down, that's when you can really solve problems and help people. And so as we're putting together the label design, the printing services that we're going to offer, if you guys did not hear, there is a wait list. The wait list is in the collective. Please sign up for it. We are going to be having not necessarily workshops. What is it called again? Where we ask them opinions. Yeah, focus groups. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Focus groups. We'll be having focus groups because we really want to know not only what you want, but what do you really need? I have an idea. Yes, I do. But we need to hear this from you in order for us to build and create something that works in your favor and your benefit. Just like Darryl mentioned, let's say you want to purchase 100 labels. Normally, in order to get different labels, you have to purchase 100 of each. No, if you want to purchase 25 of each, if you want to purchase 10 of each, we're going to be able to do that for you. And a lot of people won't be able to, a lot of people are not offering that. Think of us as your personal stylist of labels. And there's a lot more information coming from that soon. Darryl, is there anything else that you want to share or anything that you want the people to know about when it comes to putting out their brand and putting their best foot forward and I don't know, maybe a secret you have to building an amazing brand?
One of the things I'll say, when building amazing brands, you have to know your audience and actually speak to your audience and be true to who you are, and because your personality is going to be a part of your brand, until it starts to grow legs on its own. But really, don't chase the dollar or any of that. Understand what your mission or what your why is. And once you understand what that why is, there are going to be days, there's going to be months where your why is going to be tested and challenged. Sometimes you have to pivot and tweak things or whatever, but you have to be like water. You have to learn to go with the flow. You can't be so rigid, and you have to get out of your own head. Because when you're building that brand, your brand is going to tell you what it is and who it is. You have to just be strong enough to listen.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It is very hard sometimes. It is tested quite a bit, quite often. I'm like, you know what? Do I push these candles off into the middle of the interstate, or do I keep going? Darryl, I'm so excited to work with you. I'm so excited to have you on this journey. Thank you so much. And let's move on to the next. All right. So next we're bringing up one half. Is it Mandy? Is it Mandy? What do you guys go by? Mandy? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Half of Mandy. And this is actually really exciting for me because out of everyone, I probably know Mandy the least out of everyone. But it's about what people bring forth, the energy. And Mandy, one half of Mandy, was actually a client. And she went from a client to more than a client. And I'm going to bring her up last, actually. I'm going to bring up the first half of Mandy. And here's why I was so intrigued. So speaking with Mandy and everything that she has to offer and what she has done with her business so far, even while we were working together, she knows a vision and she knows how to go for it. And she knows how to find the resources to make it happen. But then on top of that, when it comes to the mindset and inspiring you and bringing the inspiration that you need, there are a lot of times that we would meet and I'm like, well, should I pay you? Goodness. Like, okay, thanks. She knows what to say. And not only does she know what to say, she knows how to deliver, because a lot of people can speak. People will speak all day, but having somebody that actually lives by and can not only deliver and lives by the words that they speak, few and far between. And so what she brings to the collective, well, nope, we're going to go to Tim first. So let me backwardsing my introductions here. But she then said, hey, Jasmine, I was like, I would love for you to be a part. And then she then mentioned Tim and all the stuff that he does. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to see you guys together. I want to see a powerhouse couple inside the collective, because I am really excited to see what happens when you can bring two people who already have energy together, bring them into a space to move things forward. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up the first half of Mandy, Mr. Tim Johnson.
Hey, what's good?
Moves. Awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and don't be shy. I mean, this is your time to go for it. Welcome.
Right on. I mean, first of all, I'm just grateful that I had enough wisdom to marry Mandy. You know what I mean? So that's what you said. Everything that you said about her and the fact that I get to be intertwined with her for 20 years is,
I
would throw the air horns out, you know what I mean? So, but my name is Tim Johnson, everybody. Hello and good evening. And so it's a pleasure to be here. And so what I'm even just listening to those of us that are already in the collective, what I'm finding out is that there's certainly a lot of overlap in what we do and our perspectives and the gifts and the offerings. And so, but for me, one thing that about me, I'm a lifelong creative, and a lot of us here, that's exactly what we are. But I'm a lifelong creator. I'm a singer. I'm a drummer. I'm an actor. I dabble in graphic design and a photographer as well. I've ran a clothing brand for at least 8 years, being able to do that. So learning just, the difference between a PNG and a JPEG and those types of things, and that frustration of thinking you knew what a vector was, but you really didn't know what a vector graphic was, and those type of small things, but actually it can be big things depending on how you're looking at them. And so those things kind of help me to help others, especially in my I think my emphasis is really going to be on the person who's really just fresh and is really just starting out, and they've already put a website up, but it doesn't really look like a website that's ready to compete. You have items there, but does it, how are those visuals? And so that when I see those websites that, depending on our demographics and where we've all come from, we want to kind of get away from, if you bear with me, that flea market swap meet look. You know what I mean? So
it's kind of like it is over here. I was like, no, that's ugly. That's ugly.
Yeah. So we want to get away from that flea market swap meet look and really develop that professional aesthetic. So when we look at a particular website, do I want to buy from them? Do I want to continue clicking and scrolling? And that first look, you only have a few seconds to really grab someone's attention. So being able to grab that right away. And so as we move forward, that's the things that I'll be helping individuals with. And then, of course, photography. How those images look on that website, the images themselves. So you have fonts, you have color placement, and things that our other colleagues within the collective can help you do as well. But when you look at those pictures, does it say I want to buy this, or is it just something that I quickly threw up because I knew I just wanted to get my website in done? So we're moving away from that. So again, being able to offer page critiques, audits, and then hopefully be able to provide some tips and some tools that can help simplify the process, because it's really not as complicated. You can really do a lot with a cell phone. And if you have the right type of lighting, when you're talking about pictures, lighting can make or break a photo. And if you're talking about video, audio can make or break a video. So those are really, if you have those small things in both of those aspects, lighting for photos. Well, it's important for video too, but lighting for photos and audio for video, you can really change a lot of what you're doing. You can do, like I said, a cell phone can shoot a movie practically if you can hear it. But if it's jumbled and jarbled, no, you have a problem. So just want to help the people. Coming up on February the 20th, that'll be our first webinar, and we're calling that First Impressions. Show the world your best. Show the world your best. And so that's what we're getting ready to do.
Awesome. I love this. And so I love how you're trying to tread lightly, like, oh, I don't want to give the flea market aesthetic anymore, but it needs to be heard. We're not here to tell you guys what you want to hear, like, oh, that's so cute. No, it doesn't look good. And if it doesn't look good, you need people who are going to tell you the truth. You guys aren't here to hear a story. Our friends and our family will tell us stuff to make us feel good or just get us out their face because they're tired of hearing about all the dreams that we've had and decided to come up with. And they're like, okay, yeah, whatever, looks great, right? But you need somebody who's going to really lay it down and let you guys know what it is. And the website, listen here. If somebody is telling you, oh my God, these candles smell good, but nobody's buying. If you can go to markets all the time and people will pick up the candles, they smell good, and they might buy it just because they're in your face and they want to be nice, but you can't even get an abandoned cart on your website, we got a problem. And 9 times out of 10, it's your website, it's your labels. Overall, it's your branding, which brings us back to why we have so many amazing visual creatives inside the collective. Tim, if you can share one big piece of advice right now, what would be the first thing you would tell these people?
One big piece of advice. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. And going back to what I just shared, or really what I just shared a few moments ago with your photography, you don't need to have a giant camera. If you're, I'm a photographer, if you have a Canon D, 6D Mark II, 5D Mark IV, you got to have 12 lights. No, you don't need that. You can, if you keep it simple, make it clean, make it simple, take your candle, put it in front of a wrinkle-free white sheet, wrinkle-free white sheet with decent amount of lighting, put it in front of a window. And then have the wrinkle-free white sheet that's collecting. Wrinkle-free is important. You feel me, Dominique? Wrinkle-free is important. So wrinkle-free sheet, You have that light that's coming in off of the pure sunlight that's coming in from the outside, obviously sunlight, and then being able to set that phone up and get square, just one by one, set it up, focus, and that could generally be the beginning of something very useful. But clean, get rid of the clutter, get rid of the wrinkle sheets, get rid of 5, 6 different kids in the background. All you need is just one clear, wrinkle-free white sheet. Keep it simple.
Right. So first of all, we know who the comedian of the group is. If we were going to have a comedy show, you would be the headliner. Okay. I'd be in the front. I'd be the very one. I'd be like the intro. I'd be the person that comes in and yeah, that's what I do. But you would definitely be the headliner.
It's not even planned. It just comes out. It just comes out.
And second of all, the keep it simple, not just towards your pictures. I think even websites, design, everything. I'm just going to throw it out there. We've seen those logos with the picture of you holding a cake and all these words, 100 different colors. First, we're not doing people logos here. We don't do people logos around here. And if you have a person logo, come see us. We're going to, we're going to fix that. And so, Tim, thank you so much. I am so honored that first of all, let's rewind. I know Mandy because of you. You want to tell about that really quickly?
OMG. Well, see, so I don't really know where I was at the moment, but if it was on the gram, if it was on Tube, and I just said, hey, there's a really clever, there's a young Black woman who's doing her thing in the candle world, and you should check her out. And I mean, that's really all it was, honestly. And then one thing led to another. She reached out, and y'all now having caviar and apple cider on lakes and building businesses together.
It was shrimp and grits and gumbo. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I thank you. Thank you so much for scrolling the gram or the Tube, whatever one. I am so honored to have you here, and I'm just thankful. Thank you so much for being you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jazz.
All right. So the other half of Mandy, she's actually traveling right now. She must have been having a little bit of issues, but we're going to wait to see if she comes back. But in the meantime, we do have somebody else that I want to share with you who is near and dear to my heart. This woman supported me back when I told you guys earlier as fitness, nutrition, and weight loss specialist. And I had just started. I was just starting to get clients. And this woman put not only her trust, her faith, but her body. If she gave her body to me, that sounds so horrible. Oh my God, that was bad. But she trusted me with her body. Yeah. And this woman worked hard, amazing, showed up every day. She then was my photographer then. And I will let her tell you the story, how she's now taking product pictures, because that was not what she originally came for. But then when it comes to her visual eye and what she's able to create, this woman's amazing. And not just the pictures that she puts out there, it's the heart. Like this, we're not going to go there. Just come up here, Christina. Just come up here. Hey, boo. Oh, you're muted.
How's that? Better? Okay. Thanks for having me on, Jazz. And yes, I can confirm that Jasmine was once my my trainer, and she literally told me, if you throw up, I'll give you a t-shirt. So if that tells you anything about her coaching style, please do with that as you will. So going back to it, Jazz, I can remember way back when you were like in the height of the pandemic and you were at your shop and you're like, hey, I need photos. And I was like, for what? You need headshots? Yeah, I got you, no problem. And you're like, well, yeah, that too, but product photos. And I said, I'm not a product photographer. And what did you say? You are now. So
figure it out.
Yeah, so that's what we did, and we ran with that. So I've been doing photography for almost 15 years now, and not all of it was good. I think I've really honed my skills, and I have been offering services to brands, products, and people for the better part of the last 4 years through my business, Creative Solutions. And I'm so honored and delighted to be a part of the Black Sunflower Academy, coming on as a mentor. And I can't wait to work with like everybody in the group. Like so far, everybody has been absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited to be a part of it. And I want to help people move forward momentum. And I like, generally speaking, like I know that we can go further together. And that's like a big, important piece of everything to me.
Yes, awesome. I love it. So,
Yeah.
Christina, tell me a little bit about what expertise, because you have so many of them. What are you
Mhm.
focused on helping people with inside the collective and the academy?
So a lot of it is so I should backtrack a little bit. I've participated in a couple of different cohorts where one of them I felt was extremely informational, and the other one, it was not so much, and it felt like it was a lot of fluff. I think that lifting people up and pushing them forward and giving anecdotal stories about whatever has helped your trajectory is really important. But I also think that that cannot be the foundation for what it is that you do to help others. I think it's really important that I step up and give people an honest opinion from a visual perspective and how they're presenting themselves as a brand, just as like everybody else that's come up and has spoken. Like when we talk, like I can echo like literally everything that both Tim and Darryl have said, and like I'm super excited to work with everybody, as I mentioned. But you are your brand, and if you're not fully representing that, then you're not going to align with your clients. So that's what I want to help people do, is making sure that they are aligning with their clients, with their target audience, with their market, and really like defining what that looks like so that they are meeting people where they want to, not presenting themselves in a false way or trying to bend to basically only to bend around the market. You know what I mean? It's like you want your clients to want you back. You know what I mean? I know that sounds weird, but I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. You have the choice with when it comes to who you work with, and I definitely want to help people identify where they might have like hurdles that they're not meeting with those people. You know what I mean?
No, exactly what you mean. Because a lot of times what happens is when your branding's not on point, and then your mission, if your branding's not on point, that also means your vision, your mission, your purpose is usually not
Right.
aligned. And
Right.
when things kind of start to, oh, I'm not getting sales, this and that, and somebody keeps saying I should make I don't know, a poop scented candle. Now you're like, everyone keeps asking me for this poop scented candle, so let me go ahead and make it. But does that
Can you
align
not?
with my examples are always super drastic, as you know, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
It doesn't align with your mission or your vision, right? And so
Right.
you catch yourself bending in order to try to get those sales when that's
Right.
not really you. So let's align and really find who you are, not only as a business, but a business owner and as a brand. Because if you're an actual brand, people can't come in and sway you. You can be like, okay, well,
Right.
I'm glad you like poop scented candles, but so and so makes amazing poop scented candles. You should go check them out, because you're standing tall and firm on who you are and
Yeah.
what you stand for. Yes. I want to go back just a little bit where I said, well, you're a product photographer now, and
Mhm.
you really did a really cute analogy the other day that we're in a non-monogamous relationship, because it's all
Yeah.
about supporting each other, building each other up. Because even though Christina is always my like she is my photographer, like Black Sunflowers resident photographer, but she allows me to go out and have pictures done with other people, but I always end up coming back to Christina. And one of the things that I think is so important to understand about that is that it's all about the support. And when you walk, when your purpose and your vision and your path is defined in what you're doing, you can be confident that I know I've done good work, she's going to come back. And not
Mhm.
even that, I don't even think that's something that she thinks, but you also are about, we all need a little piece of the pie. Like there's so many other people out here who need the help. And that's why we have the collective.
Mhm.
I actually was talking with a commercial insurance agent earlier, and I have exciting news to share with you guys. But he was like, wait, so you're telling me that you're helping your competition? I was like, well, yeah, I guess if you put it that way. I had never even really thought of that before. Like, I know. He's like, wait, no. He's like, so you make candles, but then you teach people how to make and so
Yep.
he's like, that's amazing. And I had never thought of it like that before, because I'm just walking in my purpose. I'm just walking in what I feel that I should be here doing. And so I want to ask you, when I said you're now a product photographer, right?
Mhm.
What were some of the thoughts that went through your mind? And how did you
Oh my
come to the point?
gosh.
How did you come to the point where you now say, you said people, products, and places? I think that's what you said.
Brands, products, and people.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you know, I'm selective with my hearing at times.
Mhm.
But actually, now you're owning it. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that.
Um, imposter syndrome. It's not gone. It's still there, but I still continue to work through it, and I've coached others through it, and I know what it looks like. And um, it really is all about do it scared. Continue moving forward. Your imposter is a liar. Don't listen to them. When I decided that I was going to stop living in this narrative of, oh, I dabble in this. I can do that sometimes. Maybe I can do it. And started going, okay, you know what? What's the difference between me and a surgeon? The knowledge, right? So the only thing that's stopping me is what I haven't learned. And it will always be that way in business, no matter what genre that you're in. It is always going to be that way. The moment that we stop learning is the moment that we should just give up, because there's always something to learn.
I love that. That was the beautiful. You know what? I didn't know what to expect from that answer, but that was way better than what I expected. I don't know. That was perfect. That was perfect. Thank you so much, Christina. Once again, I'm honored to have you here.
Likewise.
We're kind of stuck with each other. I think we're going to be like in the nursing home together. You're like, let me take a picture. I'm like, no. But thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you, Jazz. Love you too.
And before that, thank you. Oh, look at us both. I'll let you go first.
I was just going to say, to echo what you say, and I think you and I have said this to each other, but maybe in different ways. But essentially, when it comes to teaching others within the collective, or helping other people grow, again, I am not above any level of learning. I know that I still have plenty to learn, but generally speaking, as a whole, I believe if I eat, you eat. If we're together and I have food, we have food. So it's always going to be that way. That is never going to change. So I don't believe in gatekeeping. I believe in the collective, quite literally. I don't mean to be but yes, the collective,
economic
the whole
development. And I want to go back, and I say this all the time. Thank you. I'm not going to cry. Thank you for believing in me at a point when nobody else did. Back when I was training, when you guys tell you I was ahead of my time, I was working on doing virtual online training back in 2013 when Skype was still big, and getting people to just believe and want to take a chance. There weren't many people, but the people that did were my clients or my friends. I almost talked to every single one of my clients still. And because it was amazing. It was a beautiful thing. So thank you for believing in me before anybody else.
And you and me, you're the reason I'm here. Quite literally, you're the reason I'm here. So if it hadn't been for you, I don't think that I would have ever made it official. So thank you, Jazz.
Thank you. Bye. Bonnie, see you later. You ain't going nowhere. All right. This is just so heartwarming. This is actually becoming more than I expected. I didn't expect it to be like this. And so without further ado, the next amazing woman that we have coming to the stage, the woman that Mr. Timothy said that he is honored to have been with for the past 20 years, Mandy Johnson. She started off as a client, but has become so much more. She was just up here a few weeks, was it 2 weeks ago? And in the short amount of time that we have known each other, we've actually seen each other now 3 times, I think, which is amazing. And like I mentioned earlier, there are people who talk the talk, but talk the talk to walk the walk and be able to speak life into people. That's a gift. And not many people have that gift. Or the people who think they have the gift, you're like, just please, just no. But Mandy's one of those people who you're like, please keep talking. So coming to the stage next, we have the second half of To Mandy, Miss Mandy Johnson.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Jazz, for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be part of the collective and just to be here to serve the community as you are making the space available for them. Hopefully you can hear me well. But yeah, I'm here, ready to serve. So I will be part of, I'm big on self-development, mindset. It's really, our mind echoing really what you and Christina were just talking about is, that imposter syndrome and always comparing ourselves with others. It's one thing to have a role model and to strive after, hence the fact that I know Jazz because, as Tim was alluding to earlier, and two of you brought up, it was someone that I saw, admired, and say, okay, she's doing things, she's going places. Love to know her better. But before I got to know her as a person, I was following her as a brand, and as a person, going into her brand outside of the product that she is selling. That's who she is. So Black Sunflower, if you're looking at Jazz, that's who Black Sunflower is. And so I'm a firm believer in being able to walking in your purpose. We all have our own. And so, in order for you to do that, you need to be able to encourage yourself because society out here will quickly tear you down or will put you in a position for others to tear you down and get on the bandwagon to go with it. So, you have to encourage yourself. And in order for you to encourage yourself, you need to be confident in who you are. And so, my purpose in life is to build, enhance, and model integrity in the lives of my peers. And you are my peers. We're going to go up together, like we talked about. Christina had mentioned earlier. If I eat, you eat, we eat, right? And so, my place and position in serving you, being part of the collective, is to help you change your mindset so you can become all that you were created to be. One of my focuses that I will be talking about is your strength,
Oh,
vision, and purpose.
your video just went. There we go.
Oh,
There we go. You're
can
back.
you hear me?
Can
Okay.
you put your hair back just a little bit?
Yeah.
I think that might be
Okay.
messing with your mic a little bit.
Okay. Your strength, vision, and purpose. Yes. Actually, I will be doing my first session for you all on February 22nd, and really digging into, okay, regardless of whether you're going to make candles, whatever your purpose is when it comes to your product, because again, we led in with this, we're not selling a product, right? People are buying from people, right? And so you need to be true to who you are. So before you present yourself in a product, if it's a product, what a service, whatever it is you offer, it's important that you're confident in who you are and know why you exist and why you're here, because then you can confidently talk about and present your product and your service, knowing that you're bringing value to someone else. And so that's what I'm here to do, to help you find out what your value is, why you were placed on this earth, and how we can help one another grow and become the best version of ourselves.
That's amazing. And then, so one of the reasons that I felt it was so important to have somebody like you as part of the collective, because we can have all the technical aspects, how to set up your LLC, how to pick your brand colors, how to pick your logo. But as I mentioned earlier, that I realized all this past time that I had with the collective was research and development. And with that research, that's okay. I think we all were doing the same thing, and it was the look on your eye. I
It's
think
been
we
the
all had
past
the same
15
look.
minutes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, when is it going to stop?
Oh gosh. It's okay. Us as a collective, I think did the same. So yes, we can have all the technical aspects, and over the years within the collective and just teaching in general, whether it was my personal training, whether it was even in, believe it or not, my property management life, is that if our minds are not in the right space and we don't believe we can do the things that we're setting out to do or we were destined to do, then we're not going to be successful. We're not going to reach those levels that we were destined to if we don't have the right mindset in place. And so there have been a lot of times where I am teaching finance and marketing and all these other things, but then I have people in the collective saying, I'm discouraged today. I'm unmotivated. I don't know what to do. I need encouragement. And I felt it was really important to have somebody who can speak that life into the people and not just speak life. Let's be honest, you're an amazing businesswoman at that too. You know how to find the resources. You know how to make things happen and make things shake. Next thing I know, oh, I'm over in Paris doing XYZ, finding LMNOP. And I'm like, well, okay then. And so, Mandy, can you speak a little bit more about you as a business woman as well, and your brand as well as your upcoming community.
Yes, yes. So I'm the CEO of Kashi Sarabi. It's a fragrance house where not only do I carry a line of candles, but anything that we can attach fragrances to, I purpose to bring into the line. I launched February 20th, 2020, and so during this journey, the brand has evolved quite a bit. Started with just clothing, and put that aside, and was like, okay, fragrance is the thing, right? Fragrance triggers emotions, and again, because I know and I feel that I'm called to um, to those that I need to speak life into it, encourage. One way to connect with people is through emotion. And instead of me just talking, say, I'm not going to shrink. I'm not going to sit here and have you sit on the sofa and talk for days. It's more so, okay, let's get to the root. What drives you? And let's get you where you're trying to go, and let's get you there. And so Cassius Arabi has evolved to just that as far as product. But then I'm also led to launch a community for women called Bloom. It's Bloem. It is a Dutch word for flower. I'm Surinamese. I'm original from Suriname, and so we speak Dutch. And so flower is one that we all can relate to when it comes to admiring its beauty. We all may have our preference, and so we can all associate ourselves maybe with a fragrance or flower. But at the end of the day, we'll all come together and make a beautiful bouquet. And as I alluding to what I said earlier, too many times in life, do we get categorized or compartmentalized in, okay, well, you belong in this group and you belong here, and really creating division. And I'm trying to bring unity, regardless of what your purpose, what your brand um, mission is. At the end of the day, we're all here on this earth with a purpose to reach others, whoever your tribe is that you need to reach out to. And so Bloom is gonna will give you all the opportunity to do just that. So that will be launching soon. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. And so,
Mhm.
Mandy, let's say somebody right now is feeling that we're going to go to the I don't even know my purpose. I don't know my purpose, right? What's one piece of advice that you can give them to start?
Great question. So, and that's a good point to bring up because we all have been in that place at some point. You ask yourself, one, what wakes me up in the morning? Whatever it is, right? What wakes me up in the morning? If I were to strip everything away, um, we all have different hats. Your mom, your wife, your employee, your business owner. If you strip all those things away, who are you? What makes you tick? And that's where you start. And then from there we can build. And so with the you were mentioning earlier, us talking a little bit about the services that we offer. And so one of the things that I will be doing in partner with those of you that would like to have that guidance is, okay, where do I start? Well, that's where we're going to start, right? In every large um, uh, structure, you have to start with a foundation, right? And every structure starts with a foundation, but depending on how large of a structure is going to be, it's going to determine how solid the foundation needs to be. And so that's where we all have to start. So some of us may be a small structure, some of us may be large. It's not about comparing, it's being confident about who you are and then laying that foundation so we can build upon that. And so that's where we're going to start.
I
So what
love it.
makes you tick? Yes.
I love it. That was an amazing answer as well. I love it. Mandy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
And I
you.
love the fact that this happened right during your layover, which is
Yes, I know. Yeah, Tim reminded me.
perfect, because the community needs to see you. They need to see your face. They need to hear you. I am honored and I'm thankful. Thank you for spending time with me 2 weeks ago. It was amazing.
Yes,
Um,
thank you.
and I'm excited to see where things head. And I know it's going to be beautiful. And I know there's a lot of women in here that need you. Women, men. I know your community is geared more
Everyone.
towards, but everyone, we need each other. It just so happens
Absolutely.
right now it's a lot of women. But as we grow, things are going to shift a little bit. But
Yeah.
yes, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, 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 you're right. Yes, it's not just women. I definitely don't want to, you know, just limit it to that. I know that women predominantly are the ones that wear a lot of hats and trying to juggle and try oftentimes we lose ourselves in, our daily duties, whatever that looks like. And so we oftentimes just bury that, okay, well, and then you're in retirement age and you wonder why did I not pursue? And you know, not everybody may be cut out to have a full blown business, but whatever it is that you have today, whenever you start, that's when you move forward. But you have to start. And so having that encouragement to start, and yeah, so and for those of you I didn't mention, that I just left Thailand, and I was able to get some great connections made with some um, manufacturers there to get some new products in. So I'm super thrilled. So I'll share that a bit later. But yes,
Yes. Oh, I'm excited. Let's go.
yes,
I love it.
yes,
I love it. Did you get
yes.
some textiles? Did you get some textiles while you were there?
I did not.
Oh,
Well, well, for myself, I bought a few, but
okay.
no,
That's what I
not
was
for
like. Did you get your
just
textiles?
for
Because I
them.
know you
Yes,
love your fashion. So I was like, I know
I
she had to
did.
get something.
Oh yeah, I got quite a few of those. Yes,
Awesome. Well,
yeah.
thank you
But
so
I'm
much.
excited. Thank you.
I'm excited for this whole journey, and thank you so much. Talk to you
Yes,
later.
thanks.
All right, so I'm going to bring everybody up in a second, but I do want to mention that we are shy of 3 different people. So we have a really, really big team here. We have Marquita Evans. You guys may have already seen some of her webinars. She's going to be our new business development coach. And what she does is when you are ready, after you have your brand ready to go and you need help setting up your LLC, business license, where do I go? How do I navigate getting insurance? What do I need and how do I do it? She's going to help guide you through that. She's going to help you strategize and just kind of get things set up and in line. We also have Nick. Nick has been on a roll. And the story between me and Nick is that Nick came up to me at a talk that I was doing in Atlanta, I think now going on 3 years ago. And he's just an amazing soul with a lot of amazing ideas. And his Achieve More playbook came together because I actually came to him one day and I was about to break down in tears. I was like, my brain is not working anymore. I don't know what to do. Please help. And he sat me down and went through a whole process based upon tools from books that he's learned and methods that he was using for himself. And I told him, this is golden. Like, to take my mind from everything's running around to, okay, I'm focused, I'm organized, I know what to do. And that's where the Achieve More playbook came from. If you have not watched his stuff, please do so. He has a webinar on, every Sunday, he has a huddle. So you can go in and watch him actually work through his process. And then if I'm not mistaken, he has a workshop coming up. You guys, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on and we're working on organizing it in a way so that you understand. Also, I can even just me sitting here, it's like, oh my God, who do I work with first? Where do I start? Don't worry. We're going to put together a journey for you to make it easy as possible for you to know, where do I start? Where do I go next? So you're not just running around the collective like a chicken with your head cut off, because we don't want that. We want you guys to actually know where you're going, because part of making things work is making things easy to understand. And I know as a leader and just who I am with my personality, that's not always the easiest thing for me. And so I'm also thankful to have a team of amazing organizers behind me, because you know what? I'm a big fan of staying in my lane, and organization is not my strong point. Okay. Ideas, great. Organizing those ideas, not so great. Dominique's organizing my son as we speak, our son as we speak, right? And then last but not least, we have Logan. Logan's at home taking care of his beautiful daughter who is sick. Whatever's going around, it's getting people. But he is actually, I'm so happy. He took my very first candle making masterclass, and his business has exploded. He was voted best of Westchester. And I don't know if you guys know where Westchester is, but to be the best of Westchester, that does a lot. Okay. And when it comes to candle making, and he's going to be helping me with the candle making master classes. As you see, we have a lot of people in branding and development, but sometimes you're going to have additional questions when it comes to candle making. Logan, candle making, enunciate my words. Logan's going to be there. He's going to be there helping me with the master classes so that we can get more information out to you and also more questions answered. And so, as you see, we have a really amazing team here. I am honored and thankful that they are all here, and not only just here, they agreed to be a part of the team, because listen, I have imposter syndrome too. Like, to come like, hey guys, I have this idea. Like, are you guys interested? You guys want to be my friend? Like, you guys want to come play with me over here in the big toy? It's going to be cool. Like, I promise I have cookies. Like, but they were like, yeah, Jasmine, what do you need? I'm like, okay. And like, I too still have imposter syndrome. So when I say I'm honored and I'm just thankful, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Really quick tidbit, there was a show, I think it was on AMC, called Mad Men years ago, where these guys would sit around with their whiskey sours and make ads and marketing campaigns and all this other stuff. And my dream was always to be an ad man, ad woman. Like, that's what I wanted. And you know, when you walk in your purpose and your power, the collective, it started off as the business collective. But the other day I sat and realized, I'm like, I'm building my own branding agency, my own marketing. This is what I've always wanted. And because that is my soul in the core of what I enjoy doing. I enjoy creating things and bringing those things to life. And so with this team here, I am so excited to see what we're going to bring to the table for you guys. I know whatever it's going to be amazing. I just ask that you guys come in with open minds, open hearts, and just know the constructive criticism that we give you is for the best. Like, it's for the better. We're here to make you better. My goal and my vision is to have the collective pump out brands. I know there's probably a better way to say that eventually. Dominique will probably help me with that. But I want to pump out brands. And with that being said, I'm going to bring everyone to the stage. I'm going to give you guys a moment to get yourselves together in the back. I'm going to bring everyone to the stage, though this one's being crazy over here, so he gets first dibs, right? Let's see. We're bringing everyone to the stage. I know Christina stepped off, so I'll wait till she comes back to bring her to the stage. And with that being said, this is just part of the team, and just seeing you guys all here just warms my, oh, there she goes. There she goes. Let's get her out. Her face is all the way in the camera.
I love it.
There we go. This is only part of us, you guys. This is the beginning of something epic. It's the beginning of something big. The dreams and the visions that I have in my head for going forward. And you guys may be saying, Jasmine, well, all these people told us what they're going to do. What are you going to do? I'm here trying to find more ways to make this collective even bigger. So you guys may not hear from me or see me on webinars as much, but I promise you this, the things that I'm working on in the background are not only just here to support you guys, it's to support the collective. I am here to really infuse economic empowerment into the community, because right now, more than ever, we need to support each other. We need to lean on each other. We need to lift each other up. And like I said, today when I was talking to that insurance
Yep.
woo, slow down. I'm excited, you guys. And he said, so you're helping your competition? And that point, I knew what I was doing, but I've never actually said it out loud and heard it in that way. I said, whoa, I guess, yeah, you could say that. And you know what? It felt amazing. It felt amazing because I knew if I had the help, if I had the resources, Black Sunflower has done amazing. But I know I would have been able to do so much better if I had a team like this behind me the entire time. But you know what? I have them now. I have them now. And once again, they are not employees of Black Sunflower. Don't get it twisted. These are amazing entrepreneurs, business women, men and women, amazing individuals from the mind, body, because I'm big on energy. If the energy ain't right, you got to go. You got to go. And if the energy isn't on point, I have no problem kicking you out. So the energy between these individuals, even just seeing us all right here on stage and having everyone else come through. So me to you guys, thank you so much. This is just a thank you. Does anybody want to share anything before we sign off here?
No, thank you. You brought us all together. So I always say that I'm grateful for that. Like, you have such a strong network of people that you never mind sharing when it like makes sense. And I'm always like appreciative of that. So it's like, whatever you need, we're here to help you
Don't
back.
make me cry. Stop it.
Exactly what Dominique
It's
said,
true.
though. Whatever you need.
Let's
Do I
go,
get to be
Avengers. Say that again.
I just want to know, do I get to be T'Challa? Because I just we got the Avengers. Y'all can pick your own avatar, but I'm the Black.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to go through the list and figure this out. Because I mean, can we have like a whole bunch of T'Challas, like a whole bunch of Black Panthers?
No, somebody got to be Shuri. Somebody got to be somebody else.
Umbaka.
There it is. Hey.
Oh my God. If you guys don't want a piece of this fun, and just wait, we're gonna get to the point where you're gonna come be able to visit us in person, you guys. To have an event with all of it.
That'd be a time.
When we all get in one space. Woo! You guys better be there. So
Hey Jazz, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the what is it? Because when I went to Colorado, what is it that you have altitude? Is it the same where you are?
No altitude here.
Oh, okay.
We're nothing like Colorado. No.
Okay, good. I'll come visit you.
No, I'm trying to come down your way. I'm trying to come down there.
just so I can get a tour of the Sierra candle supply.
Listen, we should do that. Everyone in the chat, I want to say thank you for being here. Everyone that's watching, thank you for being here. Everyone that's part of the collective, the academy, anytime if you supported Black Sunflower, anytime in these past 4 years, thank you. We are at the beginning of a brand new era. Was it the beginning of this year? I said Black Sunflower, the next chapter. You have not seen nothing yet, you guys. You have not seen anything yet. So make sure you join the collective, 100% free. We go in there, talk, we chat. We're about to get it on and popping. I have been a little MIA in there because I'm back working some amazing things, but everyone else is in there. So please make sure you're in there, sharing, communicating. We have the academy. The academy has just launched. I said, you know what? I just realized I said something yesterday and I did not follow through on it, and I'm going to follow through on it now. I'm going to make the academy $9.99 through this weekend. What is the academy? So all of these webinar stuff that you're seeing right here, they will always be live. You'll always be able to, well, most of them, I'm not gonna say all of them. You'll be able to see them free, live, right here on YouTube. The replay will be found in the academy. So you'll be able to watch it whenever you want, however you want, right? Then after that, you know, we're not going to go through the rest of that because we've said a lot. We've shared a lot. There's so much more to know. BlackSunflowerBusinessCollective.com. Go ahead, Mandy.
No, I just wanted to echo really before you said it, I was going to say, just really encouraging everyone that is part of the collective or is watching and is not yet part of the collective to really join. My 2 keywords for this year are intentional alignment. And in order for you to grow, you need to plant, you need to make sure that you're in the proper soil, right? In order for you to grow. And this is a community that provides you all the nutrients, everything that you need to be able to get to the next level. So be intentionally aligned, join the collective, and let's grow together.
Listen, and with
Tim,
that,
you got some good energy at your house.
with that being said, I have nothing left to say. I'm not going to. Mandy finished us out.
He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That's all I gotta say.
And obtains favor from the Lord. Amen. Mm-hmm.
Come on, Dominique.
Oh my gosh, you guys are beautiful. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Hold on, gotta go. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.